Honestly, man, if there's a team who might just go all in this trade deadline, it's probably the Leafs. And look, the Leafs, they haven't had very many seasons where they can say, we're ready to go all in, we're going for the cup. But this is definitely one of them. And we know that Kyle Dubas is not scared of going all in this year. In the past, he's maybe been a little bit hesitant, and he's a young GM. I hope he's learning from this. But again, this is a different year. You got to worry about things like the 14-day quarantine, players getting adjusted, if they'll even be a fit to begin with. But that's why there are a few key pieces that the Leafs are and probably should be looking at to help them with their eventual playoff run. Because let's be real, I know they're on a bit of a skid right now, but the Leafs are going to make the playoffs, and they have a real shot here to do some damage. First off, let's get the two big fish out of the way. Yes, they are in on Taylor Hall. Do I think that Hall is going to become a Toronto Maple Leaf in the next 3 weeks? No, I don't think so. I think for him right now, the Islanders are probably the most likely fit for him. He might end up being a Boston Bruin. There's a few different places he could end up going to, and Toronto definitely is one of them, but the price would not be cheap. I know you're buying low on Taylor Hall compared to what he's done in the past. You would be paying less than you would in other seasons, but still, it's not going to be cheap. And I think that the Leafs might look at a more value option with maybe some more tempered upside, which is the second big fish, Rickard Rakell. Now this one too, we know Anaheim is looking for a lot for Rakell, maybe more than he's worth. But the good news for Toronto is this trade deadline is looking like there's a lot more sellers than buyers. So the price might be dropping, and they might be able to get a guy who can turn into a star in Rickard Rakell for less than in other seasons. On to the next one. Now, I know cap space is an issue here, and you got to be really careful with it considering goaltenders, especially when you know you have Jack Campbell and Frederik Andersen. But the way Freddie's been playing lately, do the Leafs maybe take a look at a goalie like, say, Jonas Korpisalo in Columbus? That type of safety net that, okay, Freddie's not playing well, and Jack Campbell, who knows how much you can really run with him? Okay, how much can you really trust Jack Campbell? I know the Leafs fan base loves this guy, but when you need a guy to just maybe steal you a win or give you a really solid performance in the playoffs, if Freddie's not that guy, which, let's be real, he kind of needs to be, it would be nice to have someone like Korpisalo to kind of be that safety net for the Leafs in the playoffs. Up next, we're going down Veterans Alley, okay? We're looking at a guy like Ryan Getzlaf in Anaheim. Again, Ducks GM seems to be very keen on getting big stuff for these pieces, because I think Bob Murray thinks it's still 2017 up in here, so he's looking for huge hauls for guys like Rakell and Getzlaf. But newsflash, man, it's 2021. You're not going to be getting stars. You're not going to get Auston Matthews for Ryan Getzlaf. So I do eventually think the Ducks are going to be hit with a reality check, and they're going to have to take a look at selling these guys for less than they thought, and Getzlaf is one of them. But if you're on his end, yes, I know you want to be on a winning team, but Ryan Getzlaf is living good in Anaheim, sunny California. Does he really want to leave? Probably not. But again, going to a contender is always a very sexy option for players who are on the trade block, and Toronto is exactly that. So that's why I do think if and when Anaheim lowers their price, the Leafs should be looking to a guy like Ryan Getzlaf, and same thing in Buffalo with a guy like Eric Staal. Now, it seems like Kevin Adams, the GM of the Sabres, is maybe a bit more realistic of what he's going to get for Staal, but this is the type of guy who could be a steal for the Leafs because he's steady, he's still got offensive prowess. I know he's playing in Buffalo. Dude, everything goes to die in Buffalo, so don't really look too much into his stats there. But Eric Staal can still play. We've seen him score a ton of goals in the past few seasons with Minnesota. He's a good mentor, good leader. I think the Leafs would be a good fit for him. In the exact same vein, Columbus Blue Jackets captain Nick Foligno would be a good fit for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think he would be an amazing fit. This guy's one of the nicest dudes, best captains in the league. And look, he's not going to put up 30 goals for you, but he's from nearby Buffalo. I think playing for a huge market, maybe the biggest market in the world for hockey, would really get his juices going, and you would get some solid production out of Nick Foligno. And he's a playoff type guy. He's going to really raise his game up during the playoffs. He might be a shoulder to lean on for the younger guys. I know they've got experience now. Marner, Matthews, they're not 19 years old anymore. They've got playoff experience. They've got some hurt, some playoff pain to fuel them. But still, having a veteran would really be helpful to them to kind of shoulder the load a little bit. And lastly, to me, the guy who would be the best fit, it's Kyle Palmieri. And this guy is a winger for the New Jersey Devils. He's been an all-star. He's an amazing player. I think he would slot in perfectly into the Leafs lineup. Now, of course, him being a winger, him and Zach Hyman, you're going to have to make some decisions. Maybe even him and Nylander, you're going to have to make some decisions when Nylander isn't going. But, dude, you're adding to a top 6 forward group that's already maybe the best in the league and making it even better. So Kyle Palmieri to me is the type of guy you'd want. Again, a veteran presence. He's not a young guy. And we know Dubas said he's willing to trade his younger pieces like Robertson, like Liljegren, to make his team better right now. And that's the type of guy you get to do that. But that'll do for me on this one, guys. Leafs fans, let me know who should you guys go and get at the trade deadline to make your team better. I didn't mention any defensemen here. Maybe bolstering that D-core just a tiny bit would help. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. You know I'll be reading them. And like, subscribe for more daily hockey content. And I'll see you in the next one.